YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Dojo, and we're back with another video. Now, this video is actually going to be the start to a series that I spoke about in my last update video, which was very rough. Please bear with me. But this video is actually going to be a guide on getting the free-to-play UR ARK, and this is going to be the first installment of it. So, first and foremost, how do you get the free-to-play UR ARK? Well, you have to go to the world map. And what you're going to want to unlock is the Monster Hunter Manor in Heathen. Now, this is in-game. This is an in-game area. This is basically at the end of the story, as you can see. Forbidden Hall. I'm not going to spoil it, but like this is the true end of the first arc of the campaign. Which, aren't we supposed to be getting the second part? Are we supposed to be getting it at the second half of this month or the end? Please let me know in the comments. Now, this is what you want to unlock right here. Right, you have to go through all 7 world bosses to unlock the free-to-play UR ARK, and the way to do that is, first and foremost, you have to play the game. But we're going to get a little bit more in depth. We're actually going to try to do 2 bosses in this video. If they prove to be a little bit long, I'm going to cut it up. But I think that the 2 bosses that I've chosen for this video in particular should be easy enough for us to just push through. And those 2 bosses would be Zleorg the Heathen, which is actually a unit that you can obtain after beating him, along with getting one of the best free-to-play swords in the game. And the second one is Lambda, which you can get to by just playing the story. It's actually one of the actual like story bosses. So you're going to run into this one immediately, which doesn't make it, you know, that much of a priority. I'm not saying rush through the story to get to this boss. Enjoy the story at your own pace. You know, you're here for the experience. So, first and foremost, how do you unlock these monster bounties in particular? Well, to unlock all the ones in Heathen, you actually need to do every single other quest in Zleorg. So basically, Monster Collector Manor in Aldana, the one in Zleorg, the one in, where is it at, Odell, Mordana, and then you'll unlock the ones in Heathen. Now, how do you get to Zleorg? Well, that's another story. But let me see if I can show you. We'll do Mordana. So, when you go in to Mordana, one of these 3, I forget which one of these 3 are here, but hold on, skip past all this. Yeah, skip past all this. So, right here, this little screen right here, all of this right here, yeah. Though this is the second round, I've actually already beaten it, which is why you see me having Zleorg already charted off. It's multiple rounds. So when you beat it the first time through, you're going to have to fight a boss at the end, which has taken over the body of the original hunter or collector, since, you know, it says Monster Collector Bounty. But you have to kill or slay every single monster for each section 1 time. So the first round, after that, there's going to be a boss fight. Second, wow. Yeah. Sorry for that. So, first time through each one, you have to slay every monster on the list 1 time, and then there will be a boss fight followed by a cutscene. After the cutscene, you move on to the next Monster Collector's Manor. Once you do all of that, play through the story depending on where you are, and eventually you'll come to, I'm gonna do this just to skip to the area right here. Eventually you'll come to around right here, Death Grounds, Ancient Temple, I'm not gonna pronounce that name, Great War Ruin, and finally the Forbidden Hall. When you get to this part right here, which I didn't mean to click, when you get there, this should be sparkling if you slayed every single monster in the first round of every other monster manor along the map. Right? Right. Once you do that, you'll unlock this. Now, for some of you, depending on where you are in the game, if you have, ran through the story, you might have already beaten Last Wall Lambda, you saw the high speed mode, you decided to chance it, yes, you're already done. You're good. You don't have to worry about doing this boss anymore. Now, how do you unlock Zleorg? Well, to unlock Zleorg, you actually need to unlock the Fairies Lab. Now, how do you unlock the Fairies Lab? Well, go to the Fairies Lab first off. Bam. So you unlock the Fairies Lab pretty early in the story. I'd say after, what's that, Talon Tundra, Alvira Canyons, and Blaze Gardens. So somewhere around here, you'll actually, through the story, you'll actually get a quest. I forget what it's, actually no, you just unlock it, like it just pops up. And you're gonna meet an old man, and he's going to say that he needs fairies for a particular experiment. Ominous, very. But, you know, we're plucky young adventurers, so we obviously go to help him. And looking at the time, this is where I will be making a cut. And I'll be seeing y'all after this. And like that, we're back. You know, I had to do a cut to go get a cut, you feel what I'm saying? So, after you talk to Ferryman, you're obviously going to need to go find the fairies. Now, where do you find the fairies, Dojo? Well, here you go. I have something just for you. Bow! Right here. This is a picture, shout out to Lake's Gold Mine. This is all of the fairies. I'm doing this with my hands as if y'all can see it. As if y'all can see my hand. So, right here, this is where you find all the fairies. So, you find the Wind Fairy in Rubel Coastline, the Fire Fairy in Malboria Lava Caves, let me just do it like this. That'll be way easier. The Water Fairy in the wreckage of the skyship Durandal, which is, I think, way further in to the story, so you might have to wait on that one. Ice Fairy, Lanzaria Mountains, you should have already unlocked this. Midra Forest, Caldina Ruins, again, further in the story. Gordy Mine, something we already unlocked. And Ghost Ship Lignus, which again, I don't know if this is tied to story progression, but if we go back to the game, it does spawn. I'm going to teleport to, where's Castle Odell at? That's where I want to spawn. Or that's where I want to, yeah, right here. So Ghost Ship Lignus is right here, and there's a trick with actually getting this area in particular to spawn. So the trick is, I think it spawns like the little exclamation marks that pop up. They spawn at the first hour, like the first 10 minutes of every hour. That's how I found it. That's what was told to me when everybody was like, where do you find the last one? Where do you find the last one? That's what I remember. If it's changed, or if it's like, you know, you can just access it now, please let me know in the comments down below so I can have that for my knowledge if I make a guide down the line, which more than likely I will. But yeah, so that's where you find all the locations. Okay, cool, we just go to the places? No. So in order to actually capture the fairies, we're going to go back to the home menu real quick, and we're going to go to our inventory. Now, important, here we go, where is it at? We're going to scroll down here, and, nope, that's not it. That is not it. Where is it at? I feel like I passed it. There it is. So this is a fairy capture device. Now, to obtain the fairy capture device, the old man actually gives it to you. And yes, I probably should have said that before. Sorry, lapse in judgment. But yeah. So now what do? Well, what you want to do is, for instance, let's do Rubel Coastline real quick. So there it is, Rubel Coastline. So what do? For me personally, I was like way past this part of the game when this first got like announced and introduced to me. But the overall consensus from when I did this was hard, depending on if you had the units. And what you would do is no support. And yeah, I could do this. I can do this right here. So what you want to do is take off your no support, no arcs, and what you want to do, make sure you don't have auto on, because what's going to happen is, and like I said, I've already beaten this, so I'm just going to show you how it happened for me in each of the areas. So auto off, and what you want to do is you actually want to control your character and have them run around. Now, why am I doing this? Because within the first 10 seconds of every area is when the fairy is supposed to spawn. So if it doesn't spawn within the first 10 seconds, and again, you can check it, pause it. Okay, it's been 19 seconds. What you want to do is quit. Yes, no, go back. Boom. And you want to keep doing that. It's rinse and repeat. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know in particular that the this fairy right here is very shy. This fairy, I'm trying to remember which ones for me were very shy. I know it was this one, the light fairy, and I want to say the ice fairy were very hard for me to find. I don't know if they fixed it or if they like upped their appearance rates, but it was very annoying. I don't remember the exact percentage of their spawn, but it's very low. And whew, it was annoying. Now, after the fairy spawn, what you're gonna want to do is you can either go back to the ferryman one at a time, or wait till you have the whole load to do it. I'm going back because this is a long time ago. When you fight him, wow, I'm jumping ahead. When you go back to actually like battling him, or why do I keep saying going back to battling? When you go back to him, he'll give you equips, which actually I could just switch back to this screen. So when you go back to him, you'll obtain all these equips. This one right here, I know this one right here, I want to say, is it this one or am I tripping? No, I think it's this one. This is how you, this, and if you have the ARK Kagasuchi, you can also make Godforge Kagasuchi, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's this sword. I think it's this sword and this hammer that are used in the Godforge Alchemy. I can't remember. I don't know off the top of my head. Actually, I could just check. Actually, no, I'm not going to check that. But yeah. So, back to the video. So, after you attain him, what do you want to do? You're going to want to return to him. Whether it be once you have them all or once you go back one at a time. But eventually, once you find them all, and you return to him, this scene should play. Actually, well, no. After you return to him, he's going to thank you, and he's going to actually give you the Crown of 8 Spirits, which is another accessory that gives you 1 MP for all magic and minus 20% damage received from fire, earth, ice, and I think darkness or lightning. One of those two. And it's actually a very decent equip for a free-to-play equip. So now what happens? Is that it? Do we get to fight him? No. So back then we had to wait, but now it's completely finished. So what do? Well, what happens is when you go through the story, you will actually have to obtain another item, very special item, which is right here. Let me go to it. Okay, so now, the other object that you need would be the genie lamp, which I will show that off right now. Give me a second to find it. There it is. So this is the genie lamp, and I'm trying to remember where I got it from. It's a chest, and it's chest number 38 or 39. If you need help finding the chest, you definitely would want to go to the official Last Claudia Discord and use the bot. It has every single chest location, I would like to say, at least up to 40. So yes, chest number 38 is where you get the genie lamp. Also, remember, and also, so after you have that, okay, now what do I do? Well, there's the fight unlocked now. No, the fight isn't unlocked yet until you've beat Name in the Blood in the Ancient Treasury Medium, and you know, caught all the fairies, and then obviously, you know, which is why I'm saying play through the story, and then, you know, if you find yourself in the area, then, you know, try to dedicate some time, but don't don't burn yourself out trying to get all the fairies. Like I said, it's a very, very long process. So, boom! Boom! Okay, you've caught all the fairies, you got the genie lamp, you done beat the Name in Blood. Now what do you do? Well, what's gonna happen is, by now, you should have a alert from this town right here. Port Town Marquidia. I feel like I pronounced it wrong. And boom, there it is. Now for y'all, it's gonna show gold. I've already beaten them twice. Like, I've already beaten them twice to get the unit and the sword, along with the I think is 950 crystals. Let me see. 50. Yep, 950 crystals. All right, cool. So now you're here. You're here to fight Big Bad Zleorg the Devourer. How should you do it? Now, my first time beating him, or you say my first 2 times beating him, the team I used was, which I probably should have pre-made, so give me a second. And we're back. Sorry that took so long. So, this was the original team that I beat Zleorg with the first time through, after, you know, trial and error. Now, did I use it with just these 3? No, I actually had a Divine Beast Ray or DB Ray support using the UR Solaris ARK. I don't think I'm friends with the person anymore that had that unit. I think, actually I did do some clearing off, and they were one of the people I cleared off. They were inactive for, I think, 30 days, but that's beyond the point. So yeah, this was the original team that I used, and I know obviously a lot of people aren't going to have Roland, a lot of people aren't going to have Rim. She was from the ReZero collab, which we haven't seen hide nor hair, however that saying goes, of any you know, rerun of that banner coming back, and GA Lukiel. Now, mind you, my G Lukiel isn't fully built, but what she did have, which I do not have equipped on her, was Trishula, which I will equip on her. Now let's get into the fight. And after the fight, I will throw in some recommendations on who I personally think, with the roster of units that we have now, who could replace Roland and Rim and G Lukiel if you don't have her. So yeah, I mean, do I want to try with this? Yeah, I can try with this. I should be able to beat it with this. I should be able to beat it with this. I know that it was a long. I know that it wasn't a drawn out fight, but it was decently long. So yeah, this video is gonna have a lot of footage, like, cut out with me getting everything together. So actually, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna use that team. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm actually not gonna use this team. I'm actually going to use a team to show you the mechanics that I know can beat it, and then I'm gonna do recommendations. Mostly because I just want to feel powerful. Mostly because I don't want to go through that struggle again if I don't have to, and it'll be easier to show the mechanics if I decide to put the team on auto to a degree. So, for all the whales out there, we're gonna throw in Big Daddy Loug. And for him, I don't have his UR ARK, but you know, we're going to equip. Yep, I have Trishula, everything on here, and I'm gonna throw on a, what is this? Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw on. I'll throw on a what should I throw on? All magic. Yeah, we can do that. So I'm gonna throw on him. I will also throw on Baran. I'm gonna throw on Baran. And last but not, I might keep Lukiel. Because she really did help. I might keep Lukiel. And actually, we are going to swap you out ever to this. And who else should I bring? Who else would I? I'll bring Theria. I'll bring Theria just to have that extra little, you know, cushion. You know, you can never be too safe, and Theria makes everything too safe. So you know that's how we're gonna do it. Tau. Boom. Complete the. And I don't. Let me see. Do I have a DB Ray on here that I get that I think would be good? Oh, there we go. Cool. So this is the team that I'll be using for it. DB Ray can work as a pseudo healer. Let me see if you actually have got it. Cool. DB Ray can work as a pseudo healer and DPS along with like a good AoE damaging unit. Equip with the ooh, there we go. Something told me to look back at this gear. What do I want to put that'll do him some justice? What is this for? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Now, is that optimized? Is that his best in slot? No, it's not. But it's what we're gonna run with for right now. So, boom. So we're gonna start. So, things to note about this fight. All those fairies that you captured, yeah, they're your enemies now. And they all have different attacks. And there's two of them in particular that I say watch out for, which would be Flow, which is the iceman that can freeze you, and Shade. So what's gonna happen is, yes, he's gonna have his little dialogue. And after that, you know, you can start wailing on him. Probably should take this off. And you're just gonna want to start hitting him. Yeah, you're just gonna want to start hitting him, you know, like you do every other boss. And why is my taking so much damage? Anyway, yeah, I'll bring a support to this fight. Please bring a support to this fight. And so at a certain point, at a certain threshold, I'm trying to gauge where it is right now. I'd say about 80%, 85%, he's actually going to summon the first salamander, which I think would be salamander? Oh, nope, it's you dying, which is the water. So, what do you want to do? Well, those fairies, if you ran tower a lot, you'll note that some enemies are actually very resistant to like physical attacks. So what you want to do is actually, because you see I'm doing all this damage with Lougseus and it's not damaging, so what do you want to do? Which is why I had Rim, which is why I'm using Baran. You like to use their ultimate because with how quickly they build it up. For instance, right here, this should one-shot the fairy if I'm not mistaken. Again. Oh, it's not one-shotting the fairy. Don't really one-shot the fairy. I might put him back. Nah. We could just abuse the small fairy. But you want non-attribute attack damage for those fairies on the ultimates if you have to use them, or you can use magic. As you can see, I'm not really using characters that have that much magic. So I actually have to kind of rely on ults and summon slide. And it's basically, it's very instant. Now, what you can do is you can truly focus on Zleorg. Actually, I'm going to set this on auto so I can tell you. So what you can do is you could purely focus on Zleorg at a certain amount of damage is taken. Yeah, my little gauge and it's spiking. So let's do that. Let's turn that down. I apologize. But at a certain point, actually, we'll see if my units can do it while I talk a little bit there and keep Baran alive. So at a certain point, he'll despawn the current fairy that he has in and move on to the next fairy down the list. You will always go through every single fairy. And killing them doesn't really do much because he ends up re-summoning them in the second phase of the fight. So let's see, what does he do? Who's she healing now? She's healing herself now. But my Lougseus is still sealed, which is another effect which apparently it lasts so long for like no reason. Like it's actually very wild how long the sealed effect stays on. Okay, now my Lougseus is stunned. No, he's not stunned anymore. There you go. Here comes Salamander. Salamander's through on the list. So, I'll actually try to get my bullet points on the side, so let me know. I'm gonna keep fighting. I'll actually pop another endless right here. I'll actually pop another endless just to, you know, keep it going down the line. I love this. If you play GS, then you know why, like, somebody like me loves this, because you're just like, oh, Marzex. Yeah, so, keep going now. As you can see, he's actually taking no damage. I think that's Ray doing most of those numbers right there. And did he despawn him? Did he already despawn? Good. Now here comes Flo. Now Flo, I honestly despise from my first few times fighting this boss. And it's specifically because Flo will freeze your characters back to back to back. So the moment that they break out of one, and I'm actually just going to nuke this one, like that's how much I do. Unless I was losing loud, like I said. This right here. Ooh, she's gonna die. Yep, she's gonna die. That move is something to look out for. However, Kamo, he thinks we're down and out.
I activate the magic card, Monster Reborn.
But we're not. Let's watch the wonderful animation playthrough. Can we watch the wonderful animation play through? Yes, please bring her back. I would love to have my healer back if you don't mind, Lady Yggdrasil. And that's actually, isn't that non-attribute? I'm actually going to read that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit him with one of my ults. And then I think I'll just buff everybody on my team with a little bit more health. Why not? You know, just to be a little bit cocky. You know, just to be a little bit cocky. I can do it. I can provide more content. I can get things, show you all things, get your opinion on things. You know, hopefully build some traction. And I appreciate all the criticism that I'm getting. It's all been very constructive. All the talking to Discord, excitement, talking to memes. So I really appreciate that. Whoa, the damage. Yep, so the berries have been exhausted. So as you can see right here, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop right here. This is very important. Every single unit I have is frozen. That's bad. Why is that? Because he summoned her. Let me look at the ice fairy. It looks like a boy. It doesn't matter. He summoned not one, not two, not three, but 4 fairies. And then there he is. He summoned 4 of them. Now, if I wasn't talking, I would have noticed. I saw the text and it didn't register until like the last second. When this happens, nuke the fairies. Whatever arcs you have, which is why I didn't use any of my arcs, whatever arcs you have, whatever AoE specials you have, whatever just damaging specials that you have, you want to hit the fairies because they will all be on the field and all of their damage and status effects mix and match with each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cheesy. Not only will they be getting hit with a large rail gun, a large key blast. Yes. If this doesn't destroy them all, then El Dravahana shall also enter the field, and it doesn't look like it's gonna destroy them. I'm trying to limit the grammar I use, but it doesn't look like it's going to, which means I will also be popping this. If anything, I want Shade and Flow gone. I'm actually gonna pick up my phone now. That's probably Shade taking the most damage, and then I'm going to do this. because as you can see, she has died, which is actually good. My characters have died multiple times, and it's like the fights aren't hard, but then they provide sufficient challenge, and this is what I'm talking about right here. The fact that I only have these two alive is because they're probably most optimized right now, and that's actually you to pop your ultimate for me. Thank you very much. Took you long enough. And like I said, the fairies, Zleorg isn't even the main boss fight. It's the fairies. It's the fairies. He's not the real boss fight. It's the fairies. And it's because if you, like I said, you don't have to fully optimized. And as you can see, I still died. And look at that damage. Look at that damage. My account is somewhat decent. It's not the best account. There's accounts way better than mine. Everything has better builds, better weapons. And even with me having like the pinnacle of DPS, which is Lord Lougseus, and DB Ray, and then having the literal best support in the game, which is SM.Theria, and then having, yeah, I'm gonna say it, the best non-attribute attacker, which is Baran. I'm still taking damage, units are still dying, I'm still having to use summons, which is why I'm saying, hey, you know, anybody can do this. I did this. You could say that if I show you the screenshot, which I'll throw it up on the screen, the team that I beat Zleorg with the first few times, Roland and DB Ray carried that team. Lukiel had died, Rim had died, so many times. This was because I didn't really know what I was doing. The only reason that my Roland survived was because everybody was posting about Roland. So I'll say this, Roland is a copy and paste build that was able to sustain himself. Ray, which just like this one, was a support Ray. That person knew what they were doing. This Ray just held out. So when like that's why I'm trying to, you know, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the struggle of having, not almost having everything, but you know, being decent at the game, being considered quote unquote in game, or actually I'll say mid game. For me, mid to end game, mid transition, mid game, what it's like for somebody like me, right? Grand Therian, like I guarantee you, people like Tweets, Buddha, Crypt, Enma, Barley, even people in the Discord who don't post, I guarantee they probably did runs of this and have never done it. Like after they, you know, figured out the mechanics. I've already beaten this and I'm still dying, trying to show you. And because I want that team clear. You know, I gotta have that team clear. You know, it'll make me feel good about myself. Having everybody, there we go, just to have it. And you know, we're gonna say that I had the yay! Nobody died at all. What are you talking about? And you know, why not have Lord Lougseus just finish it off for us? I hope. There we go. Yep. There we go. Look, I hope. There we go. And that's basically it. That's one fight done. Now, I know what I said about having Lambda in this, but just this second part of recording after me getting back home is like 45 minutes. It's not going to seem like 45 minutes. When I cut, edit, and compress it down to whatever I get it down to, I'm going to try to see if I can get it below 20 minutes, because, you know, people have lives. But, like, yeah, 11 minutes. This fight was 11 minutes by itself, so I definitely don't want to show y'all like a 30-minute video of me doing this. But that's Zleorg. I don't mind showing y'all the rewards too. That'll be good. That's how we'll end it. We'll show you the rewards and we'll end it on the unit. So in my personal opinion, the most important reward would be the weapon, which is Most important reward would be this right here. Sword of Lost Souls, physical and special attack damage plus 15%. If special damage is resisted, ignore the resistance. Basically, Trishula, but as a sword. And yeah, Trishula as a sword. You'll actually see a lot of physical DPS builds or PDPS builds, as the acronym goes, using this weapon for units, especially units that are, well, darn near any unit that is really elemental locked. And then the second reward is, as soon as I find him, our buddy Zleorg, the Heathen. Now, I think it's a consensus that he's not really worth the investment into, which kind of sucks with, I mean, like, just look at him. He looks like he'd be dope. You'd have to build him one way or the other. You can't really, well, I mean, you could build him as a physical DPS user, but I don't plan on it. Maybe down the line if I'm bored and it's like, hey, I'm here, why don't you work on me? Show me what you got. Hey, I might do it. But yeah, that's it. Oh wow, that's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. This is him. And with that, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. What's up, guys? It's Dojo. This part is actually being recorded after the video that you just watched. I forgot to add the suggestions for substitutions for the fight for Zleorg, so the substitutions will be in the description. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your week.